Good afternoon and welcome to the Future of Real Estate, Tulsa source for local real estate news and information. I'm Daryl Baskin of the Baskin Real Estate Specialists at eXp Realty. Joined in studio today with Robert Bell, also Baskin Real Estate Specialist. And Pamela decides to walk through the door. Welcome, Pamela. But first, you can watch us on Facebook, but by the way, we're going to take a break from Facebook for just a little bit because we have this conversation with Jeremy Mix, which all the radio listeners get to enjoy. Jeremy with Integrity Title, and nobody on Facebook is going to be able to hear him because we don't have you plugged in on Facebook. So welcome, Jeremy. Okay, last minute, this is why this is going to be such an amazing show today. I have nothing prepared except these amazing guests. And Jeremy, I called on the way and said, hey, Jeremy, I need you to talk about boring title stuff, and we're going to make it not boring. And here's how it becomes not boring. Jeremy tells a story about buying a property that now you have the title to, but you have no authority to do anything with it. It's all, just really messed up. Tell us how this happens. This was kind of interesting.
When quality and value matter most, choose Window World. Superior service, American-made products, and industry-leading warranties make us the #1 choice for your next home remodel. J.D. Power ranked Window World highest in customer satisfaction with window and patio door retailers. Be proud of your home and take care of it with a brand you can trust. Window World, America's exterior remodeler.
What in the world do you do with that kind of mess?
I live in a 100-year-old home. It's a home I
want to be an interpreter for sign language.
Maybe try to be a lawyer.
I would like to run like a little cafe.
Junior Achievement gives young people the skills they need to own their economic success, plan for their future, and make smart academic choices. Our volunteers help students with financial literacy, work readiness, and entrepreneurship.
And it's really helping me understand how it's going to be in the future.
Our young people are not ready for the future. And the breadth of our challenges seems to grow with each passing day. Yet, we believe there's a way to get to the root of these growing issues, with our mission to inspire and prepare young people for success by fostering a belief in themselves and a sense of purpose to overcome life's challenges. Each day brings with it the obligation of financial decisions, choices that affect a person's career, and the security of his or her financial future. Choices that require a set of skills not always taught in schools. And as changes in society outpace our ability to adapt, a new attitude is beginning to prevail. No one can challenge their circumstances without a belief in themselves and a sense of purpose. JA can change I can't to I can through a scientifically proven approach by showing students how money, careers, and business ownership work with the help of volunteer role models and proven programs. A simple shift, a positive attitude armed with knowledge will plant the seeds to thrive in a changing world, giving young people a belief in themselves and the sense of purpose necessary to improve their lives and the lives of those around them. Junior achievement. Empower the future.
And that's just a couple days process. Well, don't create the problems, follow the process, and understand that it's really important to have your title and your abstract and all that stuff taken care of properly the first time through so that it's an easy transaction years later. And you can get some of that advice, calling integrity, title, and closings. What's your web address and telephone number, Jeremy? You don't call it. You don't call it your number. Actually, I don't. And I just tell Siri. To call it. Here's what you need to do. You just need to say, "Hey Siri, call integrity, title, and title and closings," and then she'll take care of it for you. Well, good stuff. I'm Daryl Baskin. You're listening to The Future of Real Estate. Visiting here with Jeremy Mix and making an interesting story out of title. Thank you for making time on your busy schedule today, weekends, catching up. Jeremy? All right. You're listening to The Future of Real Estate. Coming up in just a minute, we have roof issues. Roof issues on a house that has actually been underbid. How do you get a lower price on your roof? A suspicious friend of mine, kind of suspicious of a roof bid, and it was interesting what the answer was as to why it came in so low.
Well, when you get a roof bid when it's snowy.
Good stuff. All right, back after this.
Okay, quick question for you, Daryl.
Q. There you go.
I live
Nice.
in a 100-year-old home. It's a home I fell in love with, and it has so many amazing features. But the one thing it does not have is straight windows. It has windows that are cracked and broken and worn out. I contacted Window World. They came in and put these brand new, amazing, incredibly beautiful windows into my home. From the outside of the house, they match the exterior perfectly. It looks like they've always been here. Now the windows are the jewels in the home. Window World, from the beginning to the end, they met and exceeded every expectation I had. Window World really is simply the best for less.
When quality and value matter most, choose Window World. Superior service, American-made products, and industry-leading warranties make us the #1 choice for your next home remodel. J.D. Power ranked Window World highest in customer satisfaction with window and patio door retailers. Be proud of your home and take care of it with a brand you can trust. Window World, America's exterior remodeler.
Junior Achievement gives young people the skills they need to own their economic success, plan for their future, and make smart academic choices. Junior Achievement volunteers help students with financial literacy, work readiness, and entrepreneurship.
Don't make that the same, the right one. We were taking a look at camera adjustments. Do we have Mike on the line? Do we have Mike on the line? Okay.
I'll get him on.
You're listening to The Future of Real Estate, Tulsa's source for local real estate news and information. I'm Daryl Baskin of the Baskin Real Estate Specialists. Listen, tomorrow afternoon, stop dancing. This is not a disco. We got to cut the music. We got to go to real boring, slow music so that Pamela will stay in her chair. Really, she is the first one on the dance floor, and actually, she will make me dance. I will dance if Pamela's around.
That's right. You dance pretty well.
You know, let me tell you. Have you ever seen the TED Talk? You better say yes, because I've shared this with the team before, but it was a long time ago. The TED Talk about the lone nut, the dancing guy, and he's just dancing all by himself, and there's a crowd of people, and they're looking at him like, "You're a nut." And then he gets somebody else to dance, and he gets his first few followers. And the whole point of it is how to start a movement, which is really the lesson. The reason I shared it with the team so many years ago is this is the lesson of EXP. We have something so unique and so different, never seen before, that be prepared. When you go out into the world, the big world of real estate, people are going to say, "You are a nut." Actually, the first person who shared EXP with me, I said, "You're a nut," under my breath. Okay, now I walked out of the room, this is the dumbest thing I've ever seen. Well then, like 2 months later, and this is no lie, 2 months later, I wake up in the middle of the night. I was like, because I've been very unsettled about real estate. I'm always a visionary. I'm like, okay, what's this going to look like in 10 years? What am I going to be doing in 10 years? And so I'm always doing something that's a little crazy to people. Well, 2 months later, after this guy had shared it with me, I thought that was the dumbest thing I've ever seen. I woke up in the middle of the night and I said, that's exactly what I've been looking for. Exactly. But I had no clue how to recognize it when I first saw it. My brain had to kind of absorb it and understand. So in 2012, that's when EXP started here in Oklahoma. That's how we got started. I said, I'm going to be the broker and get it started. So there were 150 of us, 150 agents in the nation. Now you know how small that is.
In the nation?
Yeah,
that's tiny.
That is so tiny. That's like, these people are real nuts. I mean, really. I stopped saying anything about it. It was like, people ask, "What are you doing?" "Oh, well, I'm just working on this little thing." And I didn't really want to say a lot because people would be like, I know what they were thinking. They would ask questions, and it's like, I can't even explain it to you because you wouldn't get it. I'm sorry. Just I mentally would pat them on the head and say, "Go on about your old-fashioned antique real estate. We've got something really different here." But I didn't even say anything. So today, 26,000 agents and the largest real estate company by geographic area in the country. Most people don't know that. It's because we came out of nowhere. But
EXP, say that again.
EXP Realty is the largest real estate company in the United States by geographic area.
Wow.
Meaning we serve more geographic locations. We cover the nation more than with licensed agents and brokers than any other company. And we're in the top 10 in production, top 10 in agents, and it's a really, really big deal. And because that's been working behind the scenes, and because many of our associates brand individually, like many people don't know what company I'm with. I say a lot more now because of how much I've been involved with EXP. But we're the Baskin Real Estate Specialists. But we're powered by EXP Realty, and so are some of the biggest names in the country. I've not invited other agents. If you're listening and you're an agent, you're like, what does my future look like in the business? Reach out, send me a Facebook message. We can talk on the phone. We have something called EXP Explained, but it's a lunch, low-key conversation. Regardless of where you are, you need to know what's coming in real estate and how all of these technological changes are going to affect the way you do business and the way you serve your customers. Because if you don't stay relevant to your customers, your clients, the home buyers and sellers, then you're going to be out of business. And that's what we work on, is we work on creating a platform that allows you to really bring an amazing experience to buyers and sellers. And so this is a two-pronged message. This is why, as a buyer and seller, you need to be looking at a company like eXp, someone who has those tools. And if you're an agent, why you need to be thinking about what tomorrow looks like and not doing things the same way, because it's not going to last. So,
So you mean the next time you see me dancing on the dance floor all by myself, you're going to know she's a visionary, not a
That's exactly the point. I never really finished back to the TED Talk. That's what it's about. But eventually everybody else follows along, and that's the way, okay, all the people do it comfortably. It's like, okay, now I feel comfortable doing it. Well, you have to be able to feel a little uncomfortable in order to stay ahead of the pack, and that's what we do at eXp Realty. My number, 918-732-9732, if you are an agent and want to have that conversation. But now, it is time to talk to Mike Goodman at Goodman Roofing. And Mike and I were talking yesterday. I sent somebody, said, hey, they said, who do you use for roofing? I said, you need to call Mike. So I had Mike text him, and Mike tells me he thought my bid was too low. What? How often does that happen? So, yeah, tell us. They went on to another conversation of why was it lower than it might have been otherwise? What's happening this time of year? Is this not like a ploy? It's not like, okay, well, I'm finding an excuse to advertise and have somebody call me, but it's really not that different? Well, I knew because you and I talked about it. But you know how, that's right, you know how I am. I'm really kind of skeptical, a healthy skepticism about everything. I'm easy, you can give me an answer and I'm easy to go along with that too, but I'm always curious about how legitimate some of those statements are. But you're saying this is, why do they need to move their inventory? Shingles don't expire, or do they? Pay rent. Yeah, good point. And it is true. This is a true story. My friend said that was a low bid, lower than I expected, and that's a good time to pick up the phone and call. What's your telephone number, Mike? Goodman Roofing, 918-271-5555. Can you text at that number? No, good to know. And thanks for allowing text. Gosh, I don't have time to. Yeah, if you just wait, count how long it takes for a phone to dial the number, for it to ring, then for somebody to answer, or to answer and then push the button. I realize there's a convenience to that, and sometimes you want to talk to someone. But when I'm just saying, look, I need you to look at my roof. Okay, send me the address. Yep, that's what it's about. Quick service. 918-271-5555. All right. Mike Goodman, Goodman Roofing. Thank you, Mike. You're listening to the Future of Real Estate, Tulsa source for local real estate news and information. And before we take a break, we've got an open house at 2959 South Boston Place. This is in the Maple Ridge area. It's actually Travis Park. When we talk about Maple Ridge, you're talking about, 15th to 31st, that general area. Many people don't know how Maple Ridge was cut off by the expressway. There, the famous IDL and little area that just got cut off. It's like it's a little oasis. This property open tomorrow from 2 to 4, just like steps away from the gathering place. And it's like a big separation between the two, but you get all the enjoyment of being by the park. It's like your own private, wonderland, and yet you're just a block away.
Well, that makes you close to downtown too, and the river. I love biking along the river.
I love it too. And every time I'm here, I think, why am I at the open house? Why didn't I just wear exercise clothes and just I'll leave the door unlocked and then I'll go over and check out the park. Well, okay, I'm not going to do that. HomeGuideTulsa.com. One address, thousands of homes. HomeGuideTulsa.com. This updated home at 2959 South Boston Place, priced at $560,000, just under 4,000 square feet. Great value. You want to go check it out. I'm Daryl Baskin. You're listening to the Future of Real Estate. When we come back, our land planner, Robert Bell, about how to avoid some floodplain issues, and Pamela Wright has a selection. 3 different topics. We'll pick one after this.
Hey, I was going to tell you I'm going to do an open house.
Selene is going to do
Our young people are not ready for the future. Household income impacts the social mobility of children within that household. And children raised in households with lower incomes or who experience impoverished living conditions are at distinct disadvantages. Yet we believe we can inspire and prepare young people to succeed. JA's proven programs and volunteer role models provide students with the positive realizations and reinforcement of career aspirations, an understanding of money management, and exposure to the benefits of business ownership that help overcome negative competing environmental factors. Junior achievement empowers young people. JA alumni attain a higher education and median household income than the general U.S. population. The JA experience helps foster the self-belief and sense of purpose necessary for young people to overcome challenging circumstances.
I live in a 100-year-old home. It's a home I fell in love with, and it has so many amazing features. But the one thing it does not have is straight windows. It has windows that are cracked and broken and worn out. I contacted Window World. They came in and put these brand new, amazing, incredibly beautiful windows into my home. From the outside of the house, they match the exterior perfectly. It looks like they've always been here. Now the windows are the jewels in the home. Window World, from the beginning to the end, they met and exceeded every expectation I had. Window World really is simply the best for less.
Back to Media One. All right, Facebook friends, we are going to stop and then restart, because some of the first part was call in, so we didn't have audio for that. Might have been kind of boring, although maybe my side of the conversation was very exciting. What do you think?
Our young people are not ready for the future. Household income impacts the social mobility of children within that household. And children raised in households with lower incomes or who experience impoverished living conditions are at distinct disadvantages. Yet we believe we can inspire and prepare young people to succeed. JA's proven programs and volunteer role models provide students with the positive realizations and reinforcement of career aspirations, an understanding of money management, and exposure to the benefits of business ownership that help overcome negative competing environmental factors. Junior achievement empowers young people. JA alumni attain a higher education and median household income than the general U.S. population. The JA experience helps foster the self-belief and sense of purpose necessary for young people to overcome challenging circumstances.
Take us back. One address, thousands of homes, guidetulsa.com. Some commercial property in Jinx, actually 2 parcels. B Street. Robert Bell's here. Robert Bell, former city planner in Jinx. Can I keep saying that? I mean, it adds a lot of credibility, it really does. Because when, here's what happens. See, I just smiled at the camera on Facebook. Here's what happens. I say, we're the Baskin real estate specialists. And then I gather all of this data from these people, and then I present it. And I look so smart. I'm just the face, but when it comes to Robert, like I'll call Robert and I'll say, Robert, what should we do about this? And he says, oh yeah, we did that like 10 times. So I know what. Oh yeah, here's where the sewer lines run across here, and they're between such and such streets, and so all we have to do is tap into it, and so this is the way it works. But there's a lot of knowledge here that is important to you. Like, say you got grandma's land, and grandma's land used to be way out in the middle of nowhere, like Main Street in Jinx.
Like Main and Elwood.
But seriously, by the way, anybody who's listening who just caught a piece of that, I'm not making fun of Jinx. I'm telling you, there's a growth ring. And it used to be Jinx, then it used to be Glenpool, and now it's Kiefer, and then it's Okmulgee, whatever. It just keeps going and going and going. Look at Dallas. It's just generations of change. And when we're talking about that I frequently run into people who have said, well, grandma's going to move off the farm, and it's no longer really a farm. It's like right in the middle of everything. And what do we do with it? How do we make the most of our property? And let's say you've got maybe it's only 5 acres, maybe it's 80 acres. This was 150 acres. Still let's have real education. But having in those areas where like, okay, we want a hardcore, that may be a pharmacy someday. And then we may have other use for the land where there's storage and residential, and what order do those in? And then if you don't parcel it off right, you end up creating a future problem. And so the value of this $1 million corner is like cut in half because you didn't put into play all the things that would be necessary for that future user. So this is the premise of what we're talking about, and it comes up a lot. I've got a piece of land that I've been working on where some things were done things like 15 years ago that are negatively impacting the value today, and it's because proper planning put into place. So that's not our only topic here, but it's the importance. And you may know some listening to this. You might not only know yourself, strongly encourage you to get some good advice, not just from any old realtor, but somebody who's an expert and understands what to do. So let's talk about floodplain.
Well, let me follow. Let me.
I want to talk about floodplain.
Yeah, I know you threw all that out there. I have to respond. That
What's
property.
the biggest mistake people make?
Well, that property that you were discussing at the hard corner of Elwood, Maine, is is a remnant that's left over out of the government building the levee. In 1949. So when that first came to me, they were talking, what can I do with it? Well, let's get into it. We rezoned it. It's now commercial. It had a levee easement because it was a borrow area, and you couldn't do any development. That's been released at that point. There was a blanket easement related to a billboard that was on that property. So there's income from that billboard, but that's been worked out. And so now we've got a site that can be used, and we've done some survey work on there related to two convenience or two fast food restaurants could be located right there. And it's next to a Titans League 12 soccer field complex, and so
good traffic and the golf course.
And
that's the first thing you want when you finish golf is some fast food.
So and located less than a mile from Highway 75 in the new Gateway Mortgage in that area.
You're talking about in between Highway 75 and downtown Jinx.
That's correct.
So the activity there. So what type of planning goes into that? If you had just asked anyone without any knowledge, you would look at it, you would have saw the levee, and you just thought, well, you can't do anything with it.
And that's a troublesome area, because you look at it, and you look at the levee, and you look at the road, and you go, is there room in there to do any of this? Well, you just got to start going through it and picking the problems apart.
Solving them one
at a time. Sewers there, water there. Main Street in Jinx is just changed to a 4-lane and 5-lane at the intersections. All the way through, that was finished in the
access to utilities is a key. Access, ingress, egress, to be able to get traffic in and out. What kind of use can that be? Making sure that it's not conflicting with neighborhood zoning, because you have to talk about tearing down. Sometimes, I had somebody ask me the other day, or they were actually really upset. They said, I don't want this going in here, this can't be happening, or they're gonna put a Quick Trip in there. I'm like, first of all, Quick Trip is not going to be interested in this little bitty lot in the middle of all these houses. They can't do anything with it, and there's not enough traffic. So that's just crazy. But of course I didn't say that. It's understandable why someone would be concerned about what is going to go in there. And so when you look at your zoning, you have step down. You might go from multifamily, high density multifamily to duplexes, or industrial, commercial office, to high density multifamily, to duplexes, to residential. You're creating those buffers as you go. And you're squinting your eyes a little bit. I want you to expound on this. I'm not the one that's the real expert. You are.
Well, what you're kind of explaining is the whole entire comprehensive plan concept.
Yeah. But many people don't understand how that goes to play, and why they don't need to be. There may be a church that's located, or a school that's located right next door to a house, or maybe a YMCA. The type of use for that is not a 24-hour industrial production facility that's going to have noisy machinery all night.
And the approval for the church, usually comes through a specialized application, either specific or through adjustment that would allow that, so you could specifically address the issues, because they're going to create more issues than a house, but they don't create as much issues as a convenience store or an industrial use. So that's the whole concept of planning in the first place, is to how to put these uses and make all the uses necessary for a community
and work together as a community. So this is why you can go into some cities and you see a city and you're like you just have it's a comfortable experience. It's pretty because they've got sign ordinances. Neighborhoods are quaint, and you feel like you're in a neighborhood. And you go into other areas, other cities, and you're not if you're not on the land plan, side of it. You may not be thinking this, but I grew up and what kind of who was in charge of this place 50 years ago?
Well, the answer is 50 years ago it was probably nobody. That was the problem.
In some places, but this is why even the smallest towns need to be thinking about this stuff.
Yeah. And that change can be a slow change, but it can produce results for a community. If they'll start when I first started in Jinx in 2000, they had signs that were mobile signs with big arrows set on the side of the road that said, get your haircut over here, you know. And
Baskin had a lot of trouble with that too. I was on the committee to try to resolve that.
And we immediately put in requirements to disallow those things.
You don't want to harm business because they want to get people to the front door. You need those businesses there to get people front door, so the taxes, which are going right back into the whole cycle. But it has to be everything has to be. People need to want to live there too.
Yeah, and people commercial growth and to happen at that point. So it took time, but over 10 or 12 years, there was no more arrow signs in Jinx. So by 2012, the last one went away. And so that's a win. What was there was grandfathered in at that point, but it was encouraged to go.
My hair, she's got my hair, she's from mine, and trying to change the sign in Broken Arrow. There used to be an old fried chicken. Well, but if they make any change to the sign, it was no longer grandfathered. Other than the structure, they changed the face of it, and you know, they were having like a contest. What are we going to do? What are we going to do with the bucket? One of my friends used to always tell me, oh, they're dumber than a bucket of hair. And so I just told her she needed to make a bucket of hair salon. So I don't know what she's got on the bucket now. But anyway, Robert Bell, Baskin Real Estate Specialist. If someone wants to reach out to you in particular about something we talked about today, maybe they got some land that needs some marketing and planning assistance for the future. You don't have to be ready to put it on the market right now. You may just want to have a simple plan out for it and know what will work for the city. Because you can't just say this is what I want to use it for. It has to fit in a comprehensive plan so that it can bring money for your family, but also work within the structure of the community. Plan ahead of that. You're really working to avoid like the backlash of NIMBYs. Not my backyard. Well, when people know about it ahead of time, then they can begin to plan, and it's not such a surprise. Wouldn't you say?
The whole purpose of me leaving the city when I did was to open a land use consulting firm, which is Bell Land Use LLC, along with getting my real estate license and working that together, because I thought that was what I saw over the last 20 years
to help people through the process
as a deficiency in our
market area. Yeah. Robert Bell, telephone number
918-902-0462.
All right, or you can reach him through the Baskin Real Estate Specialists, of course. I'm Daryl Baskin. You are listening to The Future of Real Estate. Coming up, Pamela, what are our three choices?
Well, we can look at staging and how wise that is. We can look at the trend that most of your buyers are now millennials and how to market to that. And the last thing are some things that mistakes people make when they're selling.
Okay, well, Robert and I. Okay, we'll do millennials. I said we would pick, but you'll pick. Robert and I vote for yours. Okay, back after this. We got a media 3. There you go. Yeah.
Our young people are not ready for the future. Household income impacts the social mobility of children within that household. And children raised in households with lower incomes or who experience impoverished living conditions are at distinct disadvantages. Yet we believe we can inspire and prepare young people to succeed. JA's proven programs and volunteer role models provide students with the positive realizations and reinforcement of career aspirations, an understanding of money management, and exposure to the benefits of business ownership that help overcome negative competing environmental factors. Junior achievement empowers young people. JA alumni attain a higher education and median household income than the general U.S. population. The JA experience helps foster the self-belief and sense of purpose necessary for young people to overcome challenging circumstances.
We just went into the concept of what I was about, so that was positive for me.
You can use that next week.
We go 10 seconds.
Okay, thank you. You have the Juniper address.
What? 20.
One address, thousands of homes, homeguidetulsa.com. Pamela Wright, client experience manager for our property on Juniper. Is it Place
Avenue.
Avenue? But it's a cul-de-sac.
2824 North Juniper Avenue.
So this is, I call it kind of central Broken Arrow, really, on the Tulsa side of it. And what is really unique about it, it's a 3-bedroom, but really could have a 4th bedroom.
Because it's
being
a
used as
nice
an
office that has a closet, so if you needed a 4th, you could make it a 4th. But it's nice to have an office space.
Yeah. Well, and sometimes people are shopping for a 4-bedroom, and that they're only shopping for a 4-bedroom because they need an office. So if that's you, this is an ideal fit because you can have 3 bedrooms and still keep your office and have a 3-car garage. And why do we need a 3-car garage? It is not for 3 cars. It's for 2 cars and all your junk.
And all your
Because
junk,
we don't
like
have
your
basements.
bicycles for your kids. It's a great kid neighborhood because it's on a cul-de-sac. So you need it for bicycles for your kids and all your stuff. But guess what? This house also has a really nice playroom or game room, and
Upstairs.
and it separates the 2
Yeah.
bedrooms.
Yeah.
I think that's so nice. You have the game room between the 2 bedrooms and bathroom upstairs. So
I think it should be against the law to design a home for children that doesn't have a game room in the center between all the rooms. Can we do that?
Make it its own. Well, it is ideal. It is a nice layout.
Okay.
Anyway,
But that's,
call us. We'll
I
show
don't
it to you.
remember I don't remember homeguidetulsa.com. I've already moved on. What's our topic?
Okay, we decided after a great deal of discussion and debate, we decided a majority of home buyers are still millennials.
Well, now they are, because they finally woke up. You asked me, then now I remember, you said, well, Daryl, what would your advice be to millennials? And, don't be stupid. Buy a house. What have you been waiting on? Like, the market was low, and interest rates were low, and what, are you going to wait until we run out of inventory? And then you're going to pay more because there's less? Oh, wait a minute. That goes back to the TED Talk about the lone nut. I tell you, your lone nut friend, millennials, your lone nut friend was out buying a house like the crazy person he was, because nobody wanted
Even
that.
before he was married.
Yeah.
Because he knows a good investment.
And now he has probably 5 years equity advantage on everyone else. Okay, now you might think I'm saying, oh, it's too late. No. We're still in that early stage of millennials saying, okay, really maybe owning a house is the right thing. I've got a lot of life left. Maybe I should have a place to call home.
Even if you're not married.
That's right. So the interest rates are extremely low. Prices are still low. And we're talking about, years ago I was talking about the process of how different generations were going through the process of purchasing. And the biggest wealth gap now in the country is between homeowners and those millennials, people who have owned a home for a long time, have their equity, and millennials who have not entered the home ownership game. So there's 5 years worth of loss there. In many cases, 10 years. Just think about it. The mortgage crisis, which kind of drove millennials away, was that 2007, 2008. Well, guess what? That's 12 years ago.
Well, here's the thing too, if you're a seller, you wanna think about marketing to the millennials, because all your photos, probably a video, you know, you wanna have everything online, you want all your marketing to be online.
Make it look good. Yeah, they'll come to open houses, but like they're open houses in their hand.
Right.
They want a DB 3D tour.
That's right.
One of our
the ones
EXP 3Ds.
The ones I have a lot of contact with, they tend to not even wanna come look until they have really checked out everything online.
They don't have time.
Well, the millennials age is changing. I mean, they're now turning 30 years old. Their whole concept on life, they're ready to
so
move
they're
on.
Smarter.
They're getting
their parents just got smarter.
They're getting responsibilities. They want to think about families. They want to look at moving their life forward at that point.
Here's the thing. I want people to think about when they're selling. You need to think about. You want to highlight perks over size. You don't want to really focus on the square footage.
They don't want a big house. You're
not
right.
necessarily a big house, but they are looking for, you know, good place to a laundry room, a nice garage.
Conveniences.
And convenience. Is it close to the school district?
Community connection is a big deal as well. They may have come out of a condo.
That's exactly right. And also those game rooms are nice for them. So you want to think about that. So when whatever house you have you're selling, just highlight those things. You know, you have the house you have. And just know what the popular features are. One thing is a game room is very popular. Walk-in closets are very popular. And so as a seller, that's what you're thinking about. But as a buyer, you're a millennial buyer, you really want to get your list together and think about what you want to make sure it coordinates with your partner, right? You guys want the same things. But the other thing is, I think look at a lot of houses. That gives you an idea to learn the market. People go in, they say, well, I want this and this, and I only want to spend $100,000. I want a 3-car garage, I want a game room.
Your expectations have to be reasonable.
And you find that out by looking at a lot of houses. You start seeing, if this is the kind of money I'm going to spend, this is what I can expect. And if I go a little higher, this is what I can expect.
But sometimes I'll talk to people and they're down on their realtor. It's like, I need another realtor because they're not showing me the things that I want. Well, what do you want? Well, I want all this stuff, like you said, for $100,000. Okay, well, it doesn't exist.
Right.
Unless you have somebody in your family who's just going to give it to you at a $100,000 discount.
Yeah, and that doesn't exist either.
And so you have to find out what's the reality in the market.
And that helps you do that by looking at lots of houses. You know, and also when you see things the way you think you want it, you might find out, that's not as important to me. This is more important to me. So look at a lot of houses. Give us a call. I'm happy to show you a bunch of houses.
You are happy to show. It is hard to find a realtor who says, I'm happy to show a bunch of houses.
I know. I'm unusual in that way. I think it's fun.
It actually is a lot of fun. You get to know people. Do you ever have that feeling of withdrawal? It's like, I've finished, I've done a great job, these people have purchased their home, we're walking away from closing and I want to cry.
Yes, because you've got to know the people. You spend so much time with them. Exactly, I have. Exactly.
Not really, Mike. I'll be honest, I don't feel that way.
Okay, well, but you need more commercial in land, so it's a little bit different.
But there's some real value to look at lots of property, and I don't mind.
And speaking of the millennials, I think it's worthwhile saying that they want to move out of the basement and into their own house at that point. You've got
we are unfair to millennials when we say that, even though there is some truth that's not all of them.
But they're going to have to either pay rent or buy, and the amount of leases and the amount of that you'll be able to lease a house with the interest rates where they're at right now, you might as well buy.
That is the key, and so many millennials who, off the hook, aren't living in a basement and parents' basement, and they have been renting, and they've been paying a premium for where they're renting, are now realizing for all of this money that I've paid, I could have really invested in something and enjoyed, which would have taken me to the next phase in life, which is now I am ready to have a family. And this is where catching up and making that investment so that you have longevity, because your rent, as you probably noticed, is changing.
Well, here's the other thing. I think a lot of people think they don't buy a house till they're married. Guess what? A lot of people aren't getting married till later in life, and you don't have to wait till you're married. In fact, you know what's really sexy when you're dating is say, I'm a homeowner.
Hey, say that again. What's sexy when you're dating?
Say, I'm a homeowner. You know, I mean, if you're single and you're one of the few single people out there that owns a home. So that's the thing changing. You don't have to be married and having kids and want to buy a house. It's a good investment.
I'm just thinking, instead of saying, hey, let's go back to my landlord's pad. You're actually saying my pad. Hey.
Yeah, and turn on some music and dance. That helps.
Hey, are we done? Are we actually out of time on the show? Okay, we have 60 seconds.
Okay, we're on 2
Just
minutes.
enough time to say go to AskingForBaskin.com. You know, real estate involves so many complex things that you need to have a conversation about it. And there's a 15-minute phone call link. Just schedule it. We don't have to play phone tag. And no cost or obligation. It's a time for us to kind of get to know each other a little bit. We may point you in a direction. It doesn't have anything to do with us. We'll connect you to one of our attorneys. Connect you to Robert for land planning. We'll connect you to our condo specialist. Whatever those things are that you're looking for, we can help you do that, because that's what the network, the Baskin is all about. Especially when it comes to home repair. We've got lots of experience with that kind of stuff. And we want to try to keep you out of the messes that we've personally been involved in the past, and good lessons learned, but you don't need to learn them twice. AskingForBaskin.com. See you next week.